Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. Tillage season has officially started. Travis just hopped into the 46 and he is currently chisel plowing at the main farm. So, reasons you might want to chisel plow are if you have spread manure and you want to work those nutrients and that organic matter into the soil. Chisel plowing will help mix that dirt up pretty well. It's an alternate form of like moldboard plowing. Moldboard plowing was the traditional way to plow, but chisel plowing was kind of a later form of it. It's less intensive than, say, moldboard plowing, which is essentially just flipping the soil completely over, whereas a chisel plow sort of mixes the soil, which is ideal if we want to mix in that manure. So he has already chiseled all of those strips that we've been spreading manure on out at my place, and he just started chisel plowing at the main farm. So what do you say we go out there and see what he's up to? I've been hauling corn with Big Red the last few days, and I haven't really had any big issues. Dad and I are pretty satisfied with how the truck's been running, and it's been a pretty smooth process, and it's still kind of stressful for me because I'm still learning, but I'm starting to get the hang of it, I think. So today, the last load that I took down, I actually got rejected at Dubuque, and I had to send it over to Hazel Green because they ran out of storage space. Since the river has been so high these last few weeks, basically all spring, they haven't been able to send out any corn or beans, and they've had more crop coming in than they've had leaving. So what that means is that they're out of storage space, and Ryan had to go over to a different location. And they're hoping that they can start sending out corn and soybeans on barges starting as late as May 1st. They were originally scheduled to start, I think, like tomorrow, but with how high the river is still, they can't fit the barges underneath the unloading augers for the barges. So just have to play the waiting game for when they open back up and start accepting crops again. But yeah, it's been running really well, and I think I'm starting to get the hang of shifting, and especially downshifting. So Travis has just done his first 2 laps around this strip out here. A question I get a lot is why are our fields in stripes? You know, why do we alternate crops like we do instead of planting all just one crop? What we do is contour our fields, and that means that we farm along the contours. So when you do that, typically what is expected to happen is reduced erosion. You put in waterways where you need them, which you can do with just one crop, but by alternating, the idea is that you further increase your reduction in erosion, and you actually reduce your erosion. So that's kind of why we do contours. A lot of people have been wondering why we farm like we do, and I personally like it. I mean, I think it's okay. And on some farms, we prefer to just farm in one, but on the main farms, we try to do as much as we can to reduce the erosion. Whereas if it's not our field, it is a little bit more difficult to set up everything, so usually it's not really worth going through and contouring everything. But we still try to farm on the contours. Travis is coming around. Let's go ahead and see how well the chisel plow is running. Some of you might be wondering why the front discs on the chisel plow are not touching the ground. And the reason being is because they don't always have to be. With the chisel plow, if you don't have to use the discs on the front of the machine, don't do it. The reason being is because it helps you get the shanks further in the ground. And typically when you'll want to run the discs on the ground are when you're trying to chop up some of that corn fodder that's on the ground. Let's say you're doing fall tillage and the stalks still have a lot of strength in them. You'll want to put those discs down to help break up the corn stalks, or else they'll start bunching up in the chisel plow, which is not a good thing because you'll be driving along, you'll look away for 5 seconds, and then you look back and the chisel plow is off the ground because it's just dragging dirt along the field. Been there, done that. We've all done it, and it's not very fun trying to spread it out by running over it a few times, trying to spread it out throughout the field. So we're going to be doing some more tillage as spring goes on. I've got 25 acres of hay that I'm putting in, so I'm going to have to chisel that down, I think, or I'm going to. And with this, what we're probably going to end up doing is hitting it with the VT, whether it be once or twice. I think last year we got by doing it just once because the VT does such a spectacular job at chopping up the larger chunks. So with that, I'll let you all go. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other ones. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all how farms work. Spring is definitely here. At least today it was. Parts of Wisconsin are supposedly going to be getting a few inches of snow. So I'm hoping that, fingers crossed, that we're not going to get any, but they're predicting for us, since we're on the southern tip of Wisconsin, between 0 and 2 inches. So we might just get a bunch of rain. With that, I'll see you next time.